Chapter 20. The night before Game 1, they got to practice under the lights at Roger Dean Stadium. Hutch and Cody had both been there before to watch spring training games, and once in a while would get a chance to watch the Jupiter Hammerheads minor league team play after spring training ended. So they knew their way around, basically. Most of the time, when they did get to come watch games, especially ones involving the real Cardinals or the Marlins, their favorite spot was this grassy area in foul territory down the field line known as the berm. It was underneath a picnic area known as the Party Deck at Roger Dean, and tickets to watch from there cost only $10 during spring training. When they did get a chance to go, they'd always ask Mr. Hester to get them there in time for batting practice, since they always went with Cody's dad, never with Hutch's, so they could go straight out to the berm and compete with other kids for long foul balls. And every time they were out there, Hutch and Cody would tell each other how they were going to play on that field someday, way before they ever knew you could do that in American Legion ball when you were only 14. Always, when Hutch had imagined himself out here, playing for the real Cardinals or Marlins or even the Yankees, he imagined himself as shortstop. That's what he was, after all, a shortstop. Tonight and tomorrow night and all weekend, he would be a second baseman. Hutch knew as soon as he stepped out of the dugout on the first base side, got on the grass, and stared out at the Budweiser scoreboard and the huge Bank of America video board in left center, that playing second base here would do just fine for now. There was still plenty of daylight left when they took the field after Orlando finished their practice, but the lights were on anyway, just so players on both teams could get used to them, according to Mr. Cullen. Good thing, Hutch thought when he looked around. These lights weren't the ones they'd play under at Santa Luce's, as good as those were for town fields. These were spotlight bright. They were big time, and somehow playing on this field under the lights made everything feel even more big time. But then Hutch and Cody had been feeling pretty big about themselves from the moment they got out of the bus in front of the main entrance and walked across the little patch of green grass cut into the shape of a diamond, walked across that and between the two tall palm trees that felt like goalposts and underneath the huge white lettering that read Roger Dean Stadium. They had gone through their normal pregame drills, not changing their routine, and were finishing with batting practice now. Mr. Cullen had picked the order randomly tonight, Darrell going first and Hutch scheduled to go last. Cody had just hit and was standing on second base now, making his way around the bases every time Alex Reyes put a ball in play. Hutch said, "It looks bigger from the inside, doesn't it?" "Yeah," Cody said, "it does." "Same dimensions as Santa Luce's, though," Hutch said. 400 to dead center, 325 down the lines. "I didn't notice," Cody said, "but you would." Alex fouled one off, so Cody stayed where he was. "Maybe," he said to Hutch, "we should stretch this thing out to 3 games, just so's we can get 3 games here." "How about we just focus on winning game 1?" Hutch said. "Okay, here we go with your 1 game at a time, crud," Cody said. "Blah, blah, blah." Hutch grinned at his friend. "Funny," he said. "That's all I ever hear when you're talking. Blah, blah, blah." Mr. Cullen was throwing BP the way he normally did, only tonight it didn't seem normal at all. Hutch could see that their coach was as happy and excited as any of them to be standing in the middle of this field tonight. Hutch watched him, listened to his constant chatter, saw the smile on his face, and wondered how many times in his life Mr. C had pictured himself under the lights on a big league field, trying to throw fastballs past the world. When it was finally time for Hutch to get his cuts, though, even Mr. C's best fastball wasn't fast enough. Hutch was on top of every pitch, hitting line drives to all parts of the field. Hutch could see Mr. Cullen, who had been bringing it with everything he had, tiring. Doesn't matter, Hutch thought. I'd hit him even if he was throwing 100. That's how well he was seeing the ball. This is what it must feel like to be Darrell every day. "No bunt," Mr. Cullen yelled in from the mound. Hutch had taken the last of his cuts when Mr. Cullen yelled to him, "One more." "How come?" Hutch said. "Because I know I can get you out," Mr. C said, grinning. Hutch shook his head. "Not today," he said. He didn't say it in a cocky way or a trash talky way, because he never looked to show anybody up, especially his own coach. But he was the last batter of the day, and he could tell this was all for fun. "Bring it then," Hutch said. Mr. C said, "I'm warning you. I'm going to dial it up now." "Better dial 911 instead," Hutch said. He cocked his bat. Mr. C threw him one last fastball. Hutch was sitting on this one the way he'd been sitting on the rest of them. As soon as he connected, he heard that amazing sound he usually heard only from Darrell's bat, the one that was just different from everybody else's on their team, or in their league. At first, Hutch thought this one might actually have the legs to get out of Roger Dean, especially when he saw Alex Reyes give up on it out there in right center. But the ball finally landed on the warning track, and one hopped the wall over a Dunkin' Donuts sign. And in that moment, Hutch was sure of something. He was going to hit a ball like that this over the weekend, with a game on the line, or maybe even the whole series. He didn't know why he was so sure, but he was.